was bad. To shoot someone, to harm someone was bad. But sometimes I wonder, this someone was just selling mask. What really happened? Did he insult the for someone to take such an action? For every action, there is an action.
And there's a consequence.
For every action, what I believe is that there is an action. Because once you push something, that thing will move. Or rather, once you pull something, that thing will move. So, maybe there's an action which led to these police officers behaving this way. And remember the other time I told you, these people, they are also human beings. They have families, they have their stresses, they have their problems to work on. And then, the whole day, this person maybe took just a breakfast. The whole day, umekuwa ukikimbia naye mchezo wa paka na panya. Are you getting me? Lunch inafika, amekimbia, amefanya huu mchezo wa paka na panya, hajakula. Then, because this man was shot at around 5 p.m.
Yeah.
So look at that period. Maybe this guy insulted the police officer. Maybe he threw one. Maybe he told him some things that we don't know behind the curtain because we are here. But the only thing now is the bigger picture. The police officer shooting this civilian.
Now, if you look at that story, I saw a post on a social fortunate that it was a rubber bullet.
Notes from unions, maybe nurses union, teachers union, when they are protesting, hakuna vitu wanaharibu. But why is it that hii ingine, while the youths are protesting, lazima mali, pengine properties ziharibike? So we don't want to see that, because someone somewhere is already fueling another protest. Or rather, some people are already fueling a protest on next week Wednesday. And looking at next week Wednesday, the government will be rolling out the Mazingira initiative program, that is the which was known as the Kazi Mtaani program.
Yeah.
So can you imagine, the government is trying to engage the youth, yet someone is also trying to tell them, you go to the streets just for a personal gain.
Now, looking at that, what is happening really, sorry, you find that they're saying they have to go to the street, they have to demonstrate, they have to look into such action. But again, I also saw another post on a social media where there's a police officer who died, who was killed during these times of Mandamano. Now the big question the person was asking, now should the police officers also go to the street and demonstrate?
I don't.
Is the IPOA going to come out and investigate whatever happened? That was the big question.
You know, yesterday while we were with the expert, he said something that in the process of the protest, there are people who are losing and then there are people who are gaining. So I believe these people who are gaining are the people telling these people to go to the street. But what I want the government to do, what I want what I would like the government to do, let no police officer be seen on the street.
Protesting.
No. Trying to contain the protest. I believe the protest will be a peaceful one.
You know, I want to disagree with you on that, because as you say, let the police officers be off the streets. Remember, during the protest, we have goons.
Ask me why.
We have people destroying other people's properties.
Just ask me why.
Oh, okay, why?
Because we've seen people protesting here in Migori County. I'll give you an example of Migori. There's a time when they were protesting, the police were off. They just decided, let us keep off that maandamano. But the maandamano was peaceful until around Sasita, when they decided, now let us go for these police officers. Maandamano bila polisi, maandamano bila tear gas, si maandamano. You see that? And you even saw it somewhere in Nairobi, someone shouting, maandamano bila tear gas, si maandamano. Meaning they want that violence.
They want to provoke the police officers.
They just want to provoke the police officers. They just want to hear those gunshots and the tear gas, how people throw them, nini. So I'm urging the government, let every police officer that day be in civilian. Kaa kwa nyumba, alafu tuone maandamano itakuwa aje. I believe it will be a peaceful one.
And you never want to go for the maandamano again.
In fact, let no police officer get out to go and contain the maandamano, so that we can see these people who are telling these people to go and andamana. Will we really see them andamanaring? Are you getting me? We want to see them on the forefront, leading that maandamano. The other time we saw Okia Omtata leading a maandamano, I think it was a peaceful one.
Yeah.
It was a peaceful one. And he called the maandamano, he was there, participated, and it was a peaceful one. So we want to see these people who are calling on maandamano, let them come out that day. Let them lead that maandamano. And let no police officer, if this thing can reach the government, let no police officer be seen on the street trying to contain the maandamano.
So that we see the outcome.
So that now Kenyans can get to know who is the enemy of progress for their country, Kenya.
Okay.
Yeah.
On that note, the genesis of the maandamano that happened last week and this week is as a result of killing of Ojwang, the murder of the late Ojwang. And now a lot of things have been seen. There's a lot of reaction. There's a lot of comments, negative and positive. You know, when Ojwang was murdered, the news was out. There was the demonstration. The Gen Zs came out. The people came out and they started supporting the father of the late Ojwang. Then along the way, the president came in. Raila came in. And after a little while, Mzee is out, saying that the funeral is going to be big, and the cash that he has received as help is not going to be enough to help out with the funeral matters. But now the youth are now out on social media. I doubt whether the man said so, but now the youth are out. They're saying, this Mzee, since you went to the president, continue the president. Some saying he has turned the death of his son into a business. 2 million, 3 million.
You know, I have my bitter comments too.
Yes.
But I'll reserve them.
Okay.
But what I want to tell the Kenyans is that, to me, and if you ask
your
me,
opinion,
justice has been served. Yeah. I don't know how and why, but what I know is that justice has been served to the family of Ojwang. Yeah.
I don't get you. I want you to be a bit elaborative.
Just what I told you, that according to me and what I know and what I believe is that justice has already been served.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you stop at that point?
Yeah.
No
to the
proceeding.
family of Ojwang.
Okay. I don't want to push you further. You may fall from the cliff.
Yeah, I might give some bitter comments that might put me in trouble. Yeah, but let me leave it at there.
Okay. The last story that we're looking on the cover page or the story that is in the People Daily newspaper. Now this story, court to rule whether Kindiki will remain as the deputy president. Remember, the case has been ongoing.
Yeah.
And Kindiki has been sworn in the office. He's serving as the deputy president of the Republic of Kenya.
Yeah.
And Gachagua is out. But the case in the court. The court is to rule.
You know, we have an irony here. I don't know whether it is an irony or should I call it satire, or should I call it... No, you will guide me. You know, you are an English expert. Now, this is a government that pushed Gachagua out. Now, when Gachagua was pushed out, he really tried so hard to fight back, to ensure that he retains his seat through fighting in the Senate, going to National Assembly, Senate, going to court, and all that. And he went out. We've seen Gachagua criticizing the government for the better part of the time he has been out. Mara, oh, Ruto this. And in fact, he calls him William Ruto. He no longer calls him President William Ruto. He just calls him William Ruto. You know, when someone calls an honorable person by his name, it sounds awkward, because he should at least say President William Ruto or His Excellency, you know. But he calls him William Ruto. Did this, did that, bribed so, is doing this in the government. William Ruto has got even alihusisha Ruto na kifo cha Ojwang. You know, William Ruto did this. And now, up to now, I expected Gachagua to have withdrawn that case in the court. Because why must he go back to the government he is criticizing? Why?
Now the big question is, in case it is ruled,
you know,
what will come in case the judgment comes to his favor?
With that, we need a political scientist and expert to explain that. But I'm just asking a question. Why must he fight so hard to go back to the government he's criticizing right now? And calling names and saying bad things, everything he's interested in saying about the government that suits him, and everything negative. You remember how Gachagua really fought to go back to the government, calling press briefing each and every day, a 2-hour press briefing. Why must you go back to that?
Now that's the big question. We don't know.
Hapo ndio nasema kwa lugha yangu, kuna mnyama fulani akisha
baada ya kutapika.
Good, I was looking for the right language. Kuna mnyama fulani akishafanya hivyo, baada anarudi anakula tapiko. So it's maybe he's like that animal. Yeah.
But we really don't know what's going to happen next, but that is all that we had for you this day. Thank you for keeping tuned to BTV. Thank you for keeping tuned to the Vibrant Morning. I don't know whether Lennox has something else to say, because today we have to round it. It has been hot.
Yeah, it has been. You already. It has been so nice. When is tomorrow?
Tomorrow is Saturday.
This week imeenda haraka.
It means you've been busy.
The week went so fast.
You've been busy building the nation.
Are you sure?
Yes, that's why the week runs fast.
Okay.
You know, when you're busy, time flies. But when you are idle, you'll barely wait for evening to come.
It's okay. Today being a Friday, make sure if you are going on your first church, make sure you go and pray responsibly. You don't pray after the prayer, don't drive, and don't operate any other machine. And if you will be going to your church tomorrow, please ensure you go to church and you pray for us. All of us are sinners, me being the chief of sinners. Please just pray for us. If you'll be going to church on Saturday or Sunday, continue praying for us. Just tell God to okechwa wanjoricho.
Should I translate that?
Yeah, you should translate that. Ruth kechwa wanjoricho.
Mungu uturehemu.
Sisi ni wenye dhambi. Good.
Okay, thank you so much, my dear viewers, for keeping tuned to BTV. Thank you for keeping tuned to the Vibrant Morning. Remember, BTV, your home live TV, every day from 7 a.m. we brings you what is in the newspaper. Just a brief. We have to bring this to a close. Hope to see you on a Monday. Please keep tuned, keep following. In case you missed, you can follow us again on YouTube, BTV Kenya. You can subscribe, leave a comment, and watch of what we have been discussing. You can also follow us on Facebook page, Blackman TV Kenya, and also leave a comment, subscribe. Remember, your feedback is very important as they help us to know where you are, where we are reaching you from, and how to enhance the services that we bring to you. Remember, at the end of the day, we'll be able to bring you more of what happened. Keep tuned. This evening, we have a lot. Nyaleji is going to be here, and we're going to discuss much. It is going to be laughter upon laughter upon laughter.
No,
don't miss.
She is bringing us the goodies from Nairobi.
The goodies from
Yes,
Nairobi.
yeah.
So keep tuned. Have a lovely day. Have a lovely Friday.